I get the majority of fans found Penelope to be completely unreasonable, annoying, insufferable, idiotic, hypocritical during the confrontation at the penthouse. Like I said, Andi got on my nerves more than these two, if you can believe it or not. But the one moment where I truly sided with Andi was when she, basically said, look, you could say this, that, and the third about me, but don't you dare blame me for what happened to you and your baby, because you were the one who went over to confront Gary when I told you to pack your things and go into hiding. But she wasn't trying to hear that. But I'm like, no, Andi, you were 1,000% correct in that particular evaluation of the situation. But I feel like I've talked about this a number of times in other videos here. But I just wanted to say, first of all, I get that Jordan and Penelope feel some kind of way about the situation. We as an audience know that, Gary from his hospital bed is like manipulating people with their anger. And Andi is definitely coming across as the villain here. Really, because, hey, how come my brother lost his campaign? Got kicked out of the running. Hey, guess what? I lost my baby and I lost my fiance. Yet here you are about to marry him. Something ain't right. Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right. So, yeah, it looks really funky. So when she finally reveals the whole blackmail thing, it just feels like, a last Hail Mary attempt, because she's being backed into a corner. Had she had played this card a lot earlier, I don't really look prior to the stabbing. I get it. After the stabbing, her coming forward with this information, motive, you could have done it. But I'm talking about before the whole wedding thing even took place. There was absolutely no logical reason for Andi not to tell Penelope, Agent Watt about this. I mean, Jordan, yeah, you could have told him too. But yeah, I just don't like the way this whole thing was structured, because it makes no sense. The only quote unquote logical reason for her not to tell anyone is, like I theorized before, she still loves Gary and this is exactly what she wanted, because she thrives with the drama. But I want to focus more on the Penelope side of things, and how, if you ask me, and I could be wrong about this, but based off the way the characters depicted, especially in the promo for next week, how do we know Agent Watt didn't fill Penelope's head with some of the thoughts she's having right now? Because remember, two things. She said, hey, I left protective custody of my own free will, even though it was recommended most likely by Agent Watt and the other people, watching over her, not to leave, because she needed to be there for her brother, because he had his heart broken, and due to the woman who broke his heart, and because of the guy who got stabbed, who also broke his sister's heart, he's alone. He has no one to comfort him. Campaign, he's out of the running because of this whole mess. So she wanted to be there for her bro. But Agent Watt, we know, is pissed at Andi, because if you go back to episode 1, this dude was pissed. It's like, wait a minute, I don't like being played. First of all, you said you were going to help me and Penelope bring Gary down by testifying against him in court. Then all of a sudden you break up with Penelope's brother and then get back with Gary, and you're literally about to go to walk down the aisle, and then he gets stabbed. What's going on here? Yeah, it looks really funky. Just got to change the way you look at the scenario. And then, of course, Robin shows up as the legal counsel and gets Andi out of Watt's grasp before he can get what he wanted, the answers. So yeah, he's pissed off because he feels like he's played, just like Penelope feels like she's been played, just like Jordan feels like Andi played her. See where I'm coming from here? Because Andi didn't open her mouth when she had like 55 chances to. She's coming across looking like the villain, because everybody's like, how come you're the only one of us who's winning in this situation? We're all screwed. Watt most likely wanted to get, this case because maybe it will lead to him getting, stellar ratings on his, his resume, if you will, or, brownie points at work because he's special agent now. And then, of course, Penelope, she wants rightful vengeance for being played and having her unborn child, terminated. And then Jordan, this dude, man, I bet he regrets going on that second date with Andi now. Well, that blind date, but even though, the second date or whatever. But I just feel like Watt probably gaslit Penelope, because the way Penelope's like, I began thinking, and I'm like, yeah, Watt probably put some thoughts into your brain as well. I have no doubt about it, because I just feel like Watt probably coached her. Is like, you can confront Andi, but I bet she's not going to tell you anything. It's like, she wouldn't tell me anything. She wouldn't explain why she got back to Gary or what. But then Penelope probably decided, do her own, investigation. But for her to think that, even the Kim Porter thing was a lie, I don't know. It's just weird, because Andi's like, remember how she saw that bit of Penelope's blood or that blood splatter on the wall, and that never became a relevant plot point? Yeah, it's weird. But yeah, I just really think that Penelope could have gotten gaslit by Watt, and that's part of the reason why she went off on Andi the way she did. Keep in mind, Watt shows up in the next episode. Maybe he was keeping tabs on Penelope, even though she's not in protective custody anymore. So maybe he decides, okay, if Penelope wasn't able to make any leads against Andi, I'll try to do it myself. I wouldn't be surprised by that. But yeah, let me know what you think. Do you think Agent Watt had any sort of influence on Penelope's actions? Let's talk about it in the comments below. Like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video.